All right, y'all. So I'm finally at a place where I can speak a little bit more freely because we are not at a hostel tonight. We're actually at this glamping campground where they have everything you could need pretty much. They have showers, they have a bar, they have a restaurant attached to it. So it's a really nice place. And I just wanted to go through a few things when I have some time and some space to do that. So the first thing that I want to share is that Spain is absolutely beautiful. There are flowers in bloom everywhere because this is mid-June, it's June 15th. And so all the flowers are in bloom, and also the weather is gorgeous. So it's about 72 degrees every day. It starts off a little bit chilly and then it warms up to about 72. And at night it's probably in the 60s or something like that. Very, very mild weather. And it stays light very late. So the sun doesn't really go down all the way until about 11 o'clock at night. So you can just kind of be out enjoying the town as you hike from town to town, which has been very, very nice. Also, the prices are so cheap. So I didn't expect that in Spain because it's not like that in every country in Europe. But in Spain, it feels like everything is about half the prices it is back in the US. So for example, the very first night at the first hostel, I got dinner, and the dinner included an entree, a side, bread for the appetizer, a soup, and also dessert, and a whole bottle of wine, and it was $15. That's how it's been kind of consistently throughout. So you go to a gelato shop and it's gonna be like something that would be $7 at home is like $3.50 here. So all the prices have been great. Nothing has been expensive, okay? Also our accommodations, so we've been staying at hostels, not hotels, and some people do the Camino in hotels, but hostels are about $15 at the most, but most of them have actually been about $13 per person for a bed, and the hostels have been pretty clean. I have a thing about showers, so the showers aren't great, but that's kind of to be expected. But everything else has been very clean. They'll give you paper sheets usually, or it'll be like a set of freshly washed sheets, so you feel pretty comfortable with that. The other thing that I wanted to go through while I have time is some of the things that I packed that are essential for really any trek, but some of them I've had and some of them I just got at this trek. So the one thing that I always have had with me on every single trek is a flip belt. So this just I wear it around my waist, and it's really nice because it's made out of like that wicking material. It has a zipper, so in my zipper, that's where I keep all of my money and also my credit cards and also my passport. And then it also has a pocket on the side where I can easily get my phone in and out of here. Like when I take out my phone to take pictures or video, I just take it out of there. This has been with me on every single trek. It's gone from the top of Kilimanjaro to here. So I actually never take it off. I even sleep in it because, like I said, it has my passport and everything in it. So anything that, like, if I lost it, my trip would be over. I keep right here, and I keep it on me all the time, and I'm constantly just feeling to make sure that everything that I think is in there is in there. It's just kind of a comfort thing to have this. So that is my very favorite piece of gear. For this particular trek, I tried to go as light as possible, so I don't have a day pack. I actually got this hydration pack, and it's usually for bikers. I got it from the biker part of REI. And when I say a hydration pack, it's just because inside is a well, right here. There's a water thing inside, and so then it has this hose that comes around, so when I have it on, I can just get a quick drink like that. But inside it's a backpack, so it's not a huge backpack, but it's enough to carry like my phone, my charger, some wet wipes to wipe down like toilets and stuff, you know, as I go along. And then it has a few snacks in here, and also my Beats, hand sanitizer, and that's about it. I also have an air tag in here because it has some important stuff in it too, and it even has some pockets on the side, so I have like some little extra snacks in here too. Some little extra snacks in there too. And then the third thing that I got, and this is new for this trek too, is this little windbreaker, and it has become one of my favorites because it's a Patagonia windbreaker, but it's also water resistant. But it is one of my favorites because usually my rain gear is either like a plastic poncho or a big old raincoat that doesn't pack down very small. So I can pack it down this small and I can fit it in here. So in the mornings I'll have this on because it's a little chilly, and if it rains, it just has been sprinkling here, it hasn't had any downpour, then I'll put that on as well. So that has been good. And then was there one more thing I wanted to show y'all? Oh, my buff. Okay, so I always have on a buff, right? But the reason that I always wear a buff is because it has a lot of different functions. So I always have braids when I go hiking, and so my braids, like the parts in my braids, if it's too hot, it can burn my scalp. If it's too cold, it kind of act like more of a cap to keep the heat in. But it also serves me well if I need to cover up my face, if there's sand or snow or something like that. And at night I wear it around my whole head to cover up my braids. I'll just put it in a ponytail and I'll be able to cover up my braids, and it's kind of like my nightcap. So anytime you can have like a multi-purpose piece of something is good, so you don't have to carry as much stuff. And I think that was it for my gear. Oh, I also have a sleeping bag liner. Hold on, let me get that, because actually that was kind of important. I don't feel like getting that. Okay, yes I do, hold on. Okay, so the next thing is this is my sleeping bag, okay? So it's actually a sleeping bag liner, and I did bring my sleeping bag because I didn't quite know if I would need it, and I didn't want to not have it in case I needed it. But a sleeping bag liner is basically a very thin sleeping bag. So when I'm at the hostels, I don't necessarily, even though the sheets are fine or whatever, they've been cleaned, but I still like to sleep inside of something and kind of be able to wrap it around me and cover up with it. So this is a liner, and you see how small it packs down into this little stuff sack. So I just stuff it in here each morning when I get done trekking, and it is very easy to transport. So if you do the Camino in the winter, you might need a sleeping bag, but if you're staying at hostels, I don't really think you'll ever need a sleeping bag. At hotels, you won't need a sleeping bag either, of course, but so I would suggest a liner and not a whole full sleeping bag, because I hate having to carry that bulky sleeping bag everywhere. I wish that I hadn't brought it. Okay, so that's all the gear that I wanted to go through, but I also wanted to explain the luggage transfer situation. So just to tell you, at first we had booked with a trekking company, and they were going to book all of our accommodations and also transfer our luggage, but that was going to be almost $1,000, and I'm so glad that we canceled with them, because luggage transfer is so easy. It costs €4, so each day you fill out one of these, and you just put your name, telephone number, and where you're going each day, and every day when I've showed up, my luggage has been there. So $4 per day for luggage transfer, and you really don't need anybody to book all your accommodations, because it's kind of limiting also, because what if you want to stay somewhere else? Sometimes you're at a hostel, you meet people, they tell you about a different hostel, and then you change it, and so it gives you the flexibility to do that if you want to do that. So luggage transfer is very easy. Booking a hostel each night is very easy because everyone kind of stops at the same places. So in the stops in those towns, they have a bunch of hostels there for you to choose from. So don't use a company. It's a waste of money, and I lost my deposit on that, but it still worked out to be the best option. All right, so my last thing is that when I get to Santiago Compostela, I want to be able to pray for not just myself, but for anybody else who needs prayers. So if you are someone who would like for me to pray for you, I bought this little journal, my little Camino journal, and I would like to fill it with your prayers so that I can take this and I can pray for you in a very special holy place So if you would like me to do that, please message me, and I would be very honored to be able to do that for my friends and family, anybody else who is watching this. So as you can probably see, things are going really well. Tessa and I are getting along really well, and I'm so glad that I'm here and that I have this opportunity. As far as difficulty, I would say this is probably the easiest one physically to do. The days are long, but we're not at altitude, and we're not climbing uphill, and we're not going downhill very much. It's slight inclines and declines, but it's definitely not compared to the mountains. It's very doable. So if you are considering doing the Camino, I hope that helps you a little bit. And I just haven't been doing great with getting my videos edited and out in time, so I'm gonna work on that and try to get some more out. But I wanted to give you that update, like I said, while I have the opportunity to. And thank you guys so much for following along with me, and I will see you in a video very, very soon. All right, bye-bye.